Is there a Muslim community that is not doing enough to crack down on extremism?
The Muslim community at large would all condemn ISIS. They'd all condemn these acts that we've just witnessed, these horrific acts. But the problem that I see is that, yes, ISIS is fringe, but the Muslim communities share a broad spectrum of beliefs that are also shared by the likes of ISIS as well.
What radicalised you? What made you an extremist?
What radicalised me was that I was in my sort of late teens. I had a curiosity of Islam, and I was at the wrong place at the wrong time. I bumped into Islamist extremists. They presented to me Islam in this kind of over-politicised sense, which was actually hijacked by Islamism.
Just anyone listening to Kim and Phil Dick just there, and Piers was asking Phil towards the end of the interview, what can we do? He said, we've got to stop glamorising. You know, it's presented as glamorous. This idea of this fundamentalist view of Islam. Is that what's happening with these young people?
I mean, what was interesting in that interview, that very emotional interview, and Piers asked the question, you know, what was the mindset of this person? How can we make sense of it? And as a former extremist, I actually understand that mindset.
Yeah.
And these acts that we just witnessed, it makes perfect sense to me as a former extremist.
Why?
I understand why. Because there is this...
How can killing and maiming thousands of children make any sense to anybody?
And it's important that we understand that mindset, from top to bottom.
I'm really struggling, so explain to me.
You see, what you have to understand is that this pernicious ideology separates the world in good and evil. It pits the individual, the extremist, against everybody else and dehumanises everybody that is non-Muslim and also Muslims that disagree with this individual.
But in his head, how is this guy justifying what he's doing?
He believes, and this is very important, he actually believes that he is serving God. He's actually doing good in the world. That's very important to understand.
And what in Islam says that that's okay?
If we look at the core message of Islam, this is completely in contradiction. However, we can trace back these types of acts to medieval theological discussions, to an Islamic heritage that may support these acts. And these are the things that we need to challenge.